Hi, my name is Dave Fortini. I'm the Director of Strategic Alliances for the Enterprise Data Network team here at Alcatel-Lucent. And what I'd like to share with you today is a very hot topic in the IT enterprise field, namely BYOD, bring your own device. It's become one of the most influential drivers of IT transformation for communication and network infrastructure. What I'd like to do today is touch on a few topics. One is first some marketing insight on BYOD. Second, I'd like to follow that with some challenges that we're seeing with BYOD. And third, I'd like to talk to you about Alcatel-Lucent's approach to BYOD and our solution. So BYOD, some people say, oh, that's just guest wireless access to my enterprise. Well, BYOD is a lot more than that. First of all, over the last 3 to 5 years, we've seen this transformation of desktops that were being used to access data centers that were centrally located within a building. And guest wireless was just basically a wood-like feature for an enterprise. Today what we're seeing is, with the introduction of smart phones and tablets, that there's a proliferation going on where the data is being accessed and mobilely, not at the workplace, number one. Two, the data itself is not residing in the data center, but it's residing in cloud, whether it's a hybrid, private, or public cloud. And third, the wireless access is needed for mobility workers, and also it's being used for branch offices. So with this transformation, there's a few things that BYOD needs to be worried about. First of all, in the past, IT departments, they have a choice, right? They could go and engage BYOD, or they can push it off until a future date. The folks that aren't engaging BYOD, what they're doing is they're issuing what they call issued devices on our network, and our IT department will not support these other devices that are coming in from personal use. What that does, it may in the beginning seem to be, well, that'll keep our IT costs down, but what happens is you don't have visibility of those people on the network, number one, and number two, you don't have an idea if there's any security threats that are being hit on your network. So your other option could be to embrace it. Some IT departments are saying, I'm going to embrace this, and what they've done is they have visibility into these devices that are coming on, and they're able to do things like what we call a host integrity check on a device. So before that device enters the network, we'll make sure that we go out and we take a look at that device, make sure that the policies are set to a certain standard. Your antivirus software is up to a certain area, your operating system in Microsoft Office is up to a certain area before you even allow it on the network. That's called pre-admission. The second thing we'll do is something called post-admission testing. And that's basically, as you're on the network, we don't want you to run certain applications that may be killing the capacity of the network, such as running a BitTorrent application or whatnot. So we can actually quarantine the individual instantaneously. And with that, you get the visibility in a report to see, hey, this MAC address, this user, this device was violating a policy at this certain period of time and has been quarantined off the network. A good part of this with our solution is that we let you self-remediate. So now there's not a need for the IT department to come in and spend the money getting that call to the help desk. For an example, if a user isn't to the right level of their antivirus patches, what they could do is get a link to simply click and go to McAfee or Symantec and download that next version of the antivirus so they can get back on the network. This is all about embracing BYOD. A Gartner survey recently was published that in the year 2013, corporations will have to support 90% of all applications on enterprise networks on personal devices from users. Number two, we're seeing a large shift in the adoption rate of these personal devices. Now, we might talk about tablets and smartphones. How about the remote worker that's working at home on their laptop who's dialed in on a VPN through a firewall? This is an important area not to forget because there could be a lot of security breaches, and also this could also add to your network capacity of your LAN. Also, we're seeing a change in the workplace as far as meetings. Meetings used to be these mundane 1-2 hour meetings where one person speaks at a time and it's consolidated within a room. Now we're seeing with these mobile devices that we call it interrupt workplace. Basically, multiple parties using multimedia on multi-devices always need to be connected and always being interrupted within their meetings. This is one of the things that is actually contributing to the BYOD factor. So now let's address some of the challenges and some of the requirements that are being driven by BYOD. First of all, from the communication platform, we're looking at something where we need a unified collaboration and communication mechanism. One where you can support multi-devices with multi-parties and multimedia events that are going on within a conversation. Two, from the network side, we've got to look at a number of areas. One is, with the increase of these tablets and these phones on the network, there is an increase of the wireless LAN capacity. Therefore, to be proactive, you'll need to look out and make sure you expand your footprint with your access points and also your ability to handle multiple wireless users at a given time. Two is, you'll probably have to look at your edge of your network and make sure that you have the proper PoE out there to support these devices in the network. Three is, after the edge gets saturated, you know that the core will also need to be upgraded within your network. These are all things that are driven by BYOD. I'd like to take a moment now to address what Alcatel-Lucent has as far as an end-to-end comprehensive portfolio to handle your BYOD needs. First, if you take a look at that need for that multimedia, multi-session, multi-device platform that gives that user that seamless experience of moving from the mobile into their workplace, we have something named OpenTouch, which, by the way, just won the winner of collaboration software for Interop 2012. Two, if you look at our converged networks, both on the wired and wireless side, we have the ability to put out seamless policies and authentication for both wireless and wired users, and also the management of those policies across both wired and wireless users. This is very important to have that seamless capability. Three, we have a unique solution called SafeNAC. What is SafeNAC? It's an integration of host integrity check and network access control, both on the wired and wireless side, that can be handled as a seamless user, policy, and policy enforcement, and also from a management point of view, it's seamless across both wired and wireless. Other things in our portfolio that are very important is, remember we talked about the laptop accessing the network from a remote point of view. There's also very important you have the state-of-the-art VPN, firewalls, and unified threat management software, which we do resell Fortinet, which is a big part of our portfolio. On top of that, we have two very key features to our network. One is Vital Suite, which allows the performance and monitoring of the network. It's always good to have the visibility so you can see when those capacity requirements are being near or reached. And on the other side, Vital QIP. Vital QIP is our IP address management software, which is very important. Why give out a production IP address to a user that might have malware? Let's do the host integrity check. Let's check it. After he passes the test, or she, then we will be giving them a production IP address to get onto your network. I want to thank you today for your time and hope you enjoyed it.